everyone, and welcome back to That Was History. We've got a lot of great content for you today, 7 fabulous stories that we want you to see. And this first one was a big part of mine and Jeremy's childhood. We're going to give you a hint, and it's pretty obvious what it is, but we're still going to do it anyway. Check it out.
Today, with all that's changed with kids shows and cartoons, you may not even remember or even watch the Sesame Street that we have today. But for me, when I was growing up, this was a big hit for a daytime television show. On November 10th of 1969, Sesame Street took its debut on PBS and is known for its Muppet characters who were created by Jim Henson. It's also one of the longest running television shows, and that's mainly because it has a mix of education along with a bunch of entertainment.
As most of you are probably aware, November 11th is celebrated by America as Veterans Day, and we actually had a segment in our last episode that made mention of this. Today, however, we're going to talk about Remembrance Day, which is celebrated on November 11th as well. Both Veterans Day and Remembrance Day celebrate basically the same thing. They both honor those who served in the military, and especially those who gave their lives in the line of duty. However, one big difference between the two is that Remembrance Day is largely celebrated by the Commonwealth of Nations. This is an organization consisting of 54 independent states, including countries like the United Kingdom, Australia, India, and Canada, just to name a few.
Here on That Was History, we make mention of space missions quite often, but this one in fact is quite interesting, so let's go take a look. On November 12th of 1980, the Voyager 1 reached Saturn for the first time. It sent back photos of the planet and also of the atmosphere. Now, being on Earth, you expect white clouds, or if it's going to come up a storm, you're expecting gray clouds. But actually on Saturn, the clouds, they're actually orange.
Our next story was made possible by President Sarkozy of France. On November 13th of 2009, this president bestowed actor and director Clint Eastwood with the rank of Commander of the French Legion of Honor. It is said that Clint Eastwood received this rank based on his very popular role as Dirty Harry, as well as his director roles. I would also like to point out that it is very unusual for a foreigner to receive this particular award.
I'm sure you all have your favorite news channel that you like to turn on to get the latest news flash. Well, today we're going to be talking about the birth of one of these channels. At first thought, you might be thinking that we're going to be talking about one of the channels based here in America, since that's where we're actually stationed at. But we're actually going to be talking about something else today. The channel we're going to tell you about today is the British Broadcasting Company. This channel is based out of the UK, and it's also known as the BBC. It started its broadcast on November 14th of 1922 out of the Marconi House in London. The next day it started broadcast in Manchester and also in Birmingham.
You hear all over the news about police making major arrests or raiding drug rings or gang hotspots. For a little while, people are happy about hearing this news, but it isn't long before they forget all about it. November 15th of 2011, however, was a drug bust that I will not be forgetting anytime soon. Apparently on this day, Hong Kong custom officials seized a record-breaking haul of 190 pounds of rhino horns and ivory that was being smuggled in from South Africa. This totaled at 33 horns, 758 ivory chopsticks, and 127 ivory bracelets. These all totaled at roughly $2 million.
Today in our society, the smoking lifestyle is looked down upon. But you know, many people just do it anyways, disregarding the effect that it could have on you. Well, what if you were asked nationally to stop this for a day? Would you? Or could you? Let's hear your comments below, and even if you don't partake in smoking, let's hear your comments anyway, what you have to say on the subject. November 16th of 1985 was a day set aside for International Smokeout Day. Now what you're probably thinking is that on this day you could go out and smoke all that you can, all that you want. But actually this was the day set aside to promote a smoke-free lifestyle. This was first held in the United States, but today we're actually talking about the Smokeout Day that occurred in Germany. People were urged to get rid of anything that pertained to smoking, like lighters, ashtrays, or whatever it may take to make this a successful day.
Well, that's our 7 stories for today, guys. We hope that you enjoyed everything we had for you. And if by chance you run into a military veteran, be sure to thank them for everything they've done for you. Alright, we'll see you next time, guys.
Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and also hit that subscribe button, because if it wasn't for your support, we couldn't do what we do here on That Was History.
You hear all over the news about police making major arrests or raiding drug rings or... gosh, that part right there. Or gang hotspots. You hear all over the news about police making major arrests and raiding drug rings or gang hotspots or Wi-Fi connect. You hear all over the news about police making major arrests or raiding drug rings or... You hear all over the news about police making major arrests or raiding drug hotspots or gang hotspots or a lot of other hotspots that are out there.